Hello, everybody. Welcome to Q&A Tuesday. I hope you all are having a wonderful day so far. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am obviously here for another round of Q&A Tuesday with you guys. And today's topic is something that I received a question about just last week, actually. And it's definitely something that I think a lot of us have struggled with. So with this question, and I guess before I even get into the question, I want to remind you guys that if you do have any, questions, comments, concerns about anything, feel free to comment in the box or in the chat box, and I will answer them, kind of as we go, or even at the end, depending on where I'm at on time. Hopefully, my goal is to keep this under 20 minutes because I know you guys know that I can talk a lot and my videos can easily get longer than 20 minutes. So I'm going to do my best to keep this within 15 minutes. So I think I can make this happen. Before I do that though, I want to make sure, because whenever you guys are on, I'm not able to see the questions that are popping up. So I just want to make sure that I have access to this on my phone if I need to see any questions that are coming up. So let me just go there super fast and I will. Okay, cool. Well, that's so weird. I can literally see myself live on my phone. Totally weird. Okay, so if you guys leave any questions, I will answer them as we go and throughout the just throughout the duration of this chat. So the topic that we're going to be covering today is all about weight loss plateaus. Okay, so like I said, I know a lot of us have probably struggled with a weight loss plateau at some point in time in our lives. Whether that is, my mom just texted me and asked if I was on because she doesn't see me. Yes, Mom, I am on. But okay, anyway, what I was saying is I know a lot of us have most likely hit a weight loss plateau at some point in time in our lives. And if we haven't, if you start a fitness and health journey, chances are at some point you're going to run into a plateau, a weight loss plateau. So where I want to start out with this is just the fact of the matter. I want to start out by saying that you literally have to focus on both, two things. Okay, two things go into this entire process of losing weight or gaining muscle or toning up or whatever it is that you would like to call it. And those two things are working out and eating healthy. Fitness and nutrition go hand in hand, and you can't do one and strictly focus on one for the rest of your life without doing the other and expect to see a change. Okay, you have to focus on both. So now that I've said that, I kind of want to go through a progressive approach in this entire I guess if you want to say starting out with someone who is literally brand new to health and fitness. Okay, I want to start there and talk about solutions for people who are in that situation, and then kind of progress forward and make it more so of a lifestyle progression. Okay, so starting out in the health and fitness journey, going into it, being in there, starting out doing it for 6 months to a year, hitting a plateau, and then going on from that point. Okay, so when you first start out, and I have, if you see me looking to the side, I have a little blurb of notes here, so I don't make it so I can actually stay on track, because I never do. But so I can hopefully make sure that I don't miss anything and actually try and stay on track. But okay, so I'm going to start out at the very beginners level. If you are someone who has, never worked out, never, you're not used to eating healthy foods, or maybe you just dabble in, healthy foods here and there, but maybe you're someone who's just, you go to work, you come home, you eat whatever's convenient, and you really don't enjoy working out much. Okay, I'm going to call that a beginner. You're not tracking what you're eating, you're not really working out, you're not really concerned about the types of foods that you're really eating. Okay, so that's what I'm going to consider a beginner. We've got two scenarios. If that person were to say, just to start one day and say, okay, today I am going to start working out 2 to 3 times a week. Okay, they don't do anything with their eating, they live it the exact same. If that person who's doing the exact same thing with eating and just says, hey, I'm going to start incorporating workouts into my week 2 to 3 times, and they stay consistent with that over, let's say, a 3 to 4, 5 week period, yes, of course, they will see some change, right? Because if they are someone who goes from being sedentary or just doing, the daily motions and going to work and doing all these things that they normally would do in a day, don't change anything what they're eating, but they decide to start working out, yes, of course, they will start to see, their body will thank them for that, and they will start to see some changes. Okay, so maybe in the first, 3-4 weeks, if they stay consistent, they might lose 5 to 10 pounds or maybe even more than that. Okay, so that's the first situation. The second situation would be someone who says, all right, I'm not going to start working out at all, but I'm going to start including healthier options into my everyday diet. I'm going to start cutting out, let's say if they just, okay, let me back up. Let's say if someone were to just say, I'm going to cut out pop or soda, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to cut out pop, and instead of drinking it 5 times a week, I'm only going to drink it for 2 times a week. Okay, let's say if they do that, and that's one of their goals, and then they say, all right, and then I'm going to stop eating fast food. So no more fast food, no more convenient stuff. I'm just going to eat from home, whatever that is. Okay, so cutting out fast food, cutting out pop. Even if that person does those 2 things alone and doesn't do anything in regards to working out, over a period of time, if they stay consistent with that, they will lose weight, right? So again, excuse me, it's the body's response to not getting that sugar, not getting all that processed junk that it's been getting over the course of its entire life, right? Like if you cut those things out, initially you will start to lose weight. It's just how the body works. So those are the 2 situations for someone who is a beginner, right? You can do one, you can do the other. You could do both too, but I know most people usually start in one versus the other if you're a beginner. So yes, you're going to lose weight initially. But here's what's going to happen is over time, when you start, cutting these things out, or if you and keep your diet the exact same, or if you start working out or, cutting out, whatever. How did I even just say that? I think I screwed that up. If you start working out and keep your diet the same, or vice versa, yes, changes will happen, but eventually those changes are going to come to a halt, right? Because your body is going to get used to it. So the point I'm trying to make here is at some point in time, you can't just focus on one without focusing on the other. When you're a beginner, can you do that to break a plateau or, to actually start weight loss? Yes. But at some point in time, you are going to hit a plateau and your body's going to say, okay, I'm used to not drinking 5 pops a week now, and I'm only used to drinking 2. So I've lost all that weight, but I'm good now. Like I'm good. I lost all the weight I'm going to lose, or I lost all that water retention that I've held on to, right? Eventually your body's going to baseline. So instead of focusing on one versus the other, when a beginner, hits that plateau, what's the solution? Well, the solution is instead of focusing on just one, you're going to have to start focusing on the other 2. Okay? Again, you can't just focus on one and expect them, to create miracles by just eating healthy or just by losing weight or by working out and expecting to lose weight. This whole fitness and health and lifestyle, this lifestyle, yes, it will work at the beginning if you just focus on one, but over time it won't. Okay, so the solution for a beginner to break a plateau is to start focusing on both. So if you're someone who has cut out junk food, and if you've cut out, going out to eat, 3 times a week and cut that down to 1, or someone who says, I'm not eating fast food anymore. If you do those things and continue to stay consistent with that, and also start incorporating workouts, let's say even 2 to 3 times a week, you will start to see a change again. You will start to see more weight loss, okay? Same thing goes for if you are someone who starts, working out first thing, and you say, all right, I'm working out 2 to 3 times a week, but you didn't change your diet. Well, if you start cutting out junk foods and cutting out fast food and start incorporating healthier foods into your diet, same thing's going to happen. You will start to see that plateau drop again. You will start to see weight loss, okay? So that's the solution for a beginner, all right? Now, once again, though, you are going to get to a point where you most likely hit another plateau, okay? Now, if this is, I can't tell you the time frame that it's going to be. It depends on everyone's body, and obviously everyone is different, but at some point in time, your body's going to get used to it again, okay? So what happens again? You hit another plateau. At this point in time, you've probably been in, into fitness, into working out, let's say maybe 5 to 6 months-ish, around that time frame. Okay, let's say that you started, excuse me, I'm just checking out my notes to make sure I'm not missing anything. Sorry, just wanted to make sure I'm covering everything. Okay, so let's say, again, you've hit that plateau. You started, you're someone who started incorporating healthier foods and, started working out 3 to 4 times a week. All right, well, what's the solution at that point if you hit a plateau? Well, there's 2 things that you can do. You could say, all right, well, now that I understand that I can see weight loss by including workouts, what if I up the intensity of these workouts? What if I up the duration of these workouts? What if I, instead of saying, all right, I'm only going to do, 30 minutes of, my at-home workout 3 times a week, I'm going to up that to 4 or 5 workouts at home, for 30 minutes. You can do that. And you could even keep your nutrition the exact same. And chances are you would start to break that plateau. Same thing goes. If you were to say, all right, you know what, I am keeping my workouts the exact same, but I'm going to start cutting out a few more of these junk foods that I eat. Maybe you're not at the point where you're tracking anything yet. You can say, I'm going to start cutting out, those 2 pops a week that I was drinking, I'm eliminating them. No more pop. I'm going to 0. If you do that and keep your workouts the same, chances are you're going to break that plateau and start seeing weight loss again. But here's the thing, and honestly, you could do both too. You could, start cracking down a little more on your nutrition and cracking down a little more on, increasing the intensity of your workouts, or increasing the duration, the length of time, okay? So you could do both things simultaneously, and yes, you will see a change. But here's where a lot of the ladies who I work with, this is kind of the point that they're at, right? Like they say, or they're at a point in their weight loss journey where they say, okay, you know what? I've lost weight up to this point, but I'm stuck now. I don't know where to go from here. I feel like I've been eating healthy, which chances are from where you were before to where you are now, yes, you're probably eating healthier foods. But the thing is most of the time, a lot of us aren't really 100% certain or sure of ourselves what it really means to eat healthy. Okay, we can think, like most of us think, and I am guilty of this too because I've been there, done that. I used to think that eating Special K cereal in the morning was healthy for me, or eating a half a bagel with cream cheese was healthy. Okay, like there was I had it all wrong back then. Okay, but it's normal. It's normal for us to not fully understand what types of foods we should be eating, how much food we should be eating, and what is really healthy for us to eat, and really how much of that healthy food we need to actually eat to see weight loss, okay? So that is where a lot of the women who I work with kind of start out. You say, okay, well, I thought I was eating healthy. Well, then they tell me what they've been eating, and we talk through it, and we're like, okay, yeah, maybe those foods really aren't healthy, or maybe we're just not eating enough food. That's a whole nother topic I could go into, but chances are most people are not eating the right amount of food every single day to see weight loss. It seems backwards, but I promise you it's not. You need to be eating more of the right foods in order to see weight loss. It sounds crazy, but it's science and it works. Trust me. But the other piece of the puzzle is workouts. You say, I feel like I've been eating healthy, or so what I think is healthy. I've been working out, but I don't know what to do from here. And again, this is where this whole piece kind of comes into play of starting to track what you're doing, starting to not only track how many workouts you're doing a week and the duration of those workouts, but also starting to track the foods that you're putting in your body. Okay, so in terms of seeing progress from this point forward, you legitimately have to go forward with a plan. You can't just guess. You can't just say, all right, well, I'm going to try this. And, I'm sure a lot of people have gone on diets and, maybe lost weight and then came back and gained it all back, whatever. Whatever it is that you've tried, you have to have a legitimate solution that is a lifestyle solution, not just a temporary one, but a true lifestyle solution. And what that lifestyle solution consists of is understanding what types of foods you need to put in your body, understanding how much food you need to put in your body, and understanding what types of workouts you need to be doing in order to see the change that you're looking to see. Okay, so if you can go into this next phase of your weight loss plateau with a plan, that is going to be your 100% solution to seeing the next phase of this weight loss process happen. Okay, so here's what usually happens is when we get somebody set up with the proper nutrition and they start to see, oh, these are the foods that I should be eating. Oh, geez, I kind of had it all wrong back then. Like, I didn't know that this food, I thought that, I needed to eat fruit and vegetables all day and I was going to see a change. Well, man, like, you probably ate, 5, 6, 7, 8, however many servings of vegetables, and that, that's a lot of sugar. Or not vegetables, fruit, and that's a lot of sugar. So yes, it's better sugar, but either way, it's still sugar that's getting into your body. And if you're not fueling your body with all the other different sources of nutrition that you need, like, your body isn't getting the things that it needs to see progress and weight loss. Okay? So, hold on, where do I want to go from here? Just let me look over my notes, going to make sure I'm not missing anything one more time. But what I, the point I want to get across to you guys is you can't eat whatever the heck you want and expect to lose weight or break past a plateau. You can't just work out sporadically and expect to lose weight or, break a plateau. Like, you have to have a consistent workout plan. You have to have a consistent nutrition plan that you follow for an extended period of time. And I say consistent because that is where everything falls into place. Staying consistent with this stuff is key. You can't just do it for a week and expect, 20 pounds to fall off. Like, sure, you might lose some water weight at first, but if you want to see legit change, you have to stay consistent and you have to have a plan going into staying consistent. So moving on in this, progress, once I'm working with women who, they have a workout plan, they have a nutrition plan, they've been following it, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I feel so much better. I have so much more energy. The shakes that I'm drinking, I'm getting so much more energy and I feel great. I've lost, 8 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever. And then we get to a point, 2 months maybe down the road, and they're like, crap, I've hit another plateau. What do I do from here? Here's where it gets a little bit more, it's not tricky, but it's a little bit more scientific, okay? So at this point in the game, your body is now used to eating healthier foods. It's used to working out. It's used to all these great things that you're doing to benefit your body, but it needs a change, okay? So let's say, for example, if someone I'm working with has been using this portion control system, okay? We've set her up with a nutrition plan. She's got the portion control system. She understands what types of food, how much she needs to eat. And this calorie range is roughly, let's say 1,300-ish calories, 1,300 to 1,400 calories, okay? So if she's been on that for, let's say, 2 months, and she's at a plateau, there's 2 things that we can do. The first thing that I recommend, and if she's been staying consistent with a workout plan, let's say it's been 30 minutes, 6 times a week, okay? The first thing we would have to do is say, all right, because your body is already at that 1,300 calorie range, what we would want to do if you want to see weight loss without being hungry, because if you go below 1,200, that's never a safe range to eat, okay? You'd never want to go below 1,200 calories, no matter who you are, all right? So if she's, at the 1,300 to 1,400 range, what we would want to do to break past this plateau, and I know this is going to sound backwards, but I promise you it's not, just hear me out here, is you want to start slowly increasing your calories throughout the week, or, well, I guess you could say during the week and throughout the month. So how it would look is if you're using the portion control system, we would say, all right, this week, or up to this point in time, you've been eating, 4 servings of vegetables a day and 3 servings of protein, 1 of fruit, whatever it is. Let's just say, all right, we're going to up your container portions by 1 green and let's say a half of a red, which is protein, okay? And why I say that is because, and I would have to kind of do the math depending on, how many calories are in that serving. But why I say that is because if you increase your calories, roughly 80 to 100 calories per week, your body is not going to see that extra caloric intake as unwanted food, okay, or unwanted energy. And it's not going to take that and store it as unwanted fat. All right, so by increasing slowly, and again, this is a process that you have to go through. It's not magic and it doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. So by increasing by roughly 80 to 100 calories a week, you slowly build yourself up. And let's say we get this woman to a point where she's at 1,800 calories or 1,700 calories and maintaining weight. She might even lose a little bit of weight in the process there. It depends on her body type or, her overall body makeup. But let's say we get her to 1,700 calories and she maintains that caloric intake in that portion control system, eating the right amounts, the right proportions of food and the right amounts and the right types still. She stays consistent with that, let's say for 3 weeks, okay? After that 3-week time frame, if we lower her back down into, let's say, the 1,400 calorie range and she was just at 700, boom, guess what? Weight loss happens again, right? Because you got your metabolism revved up again to a point where it's sustaining at 1,800 calories. And you did that gradually over a period of time. We didn't just say, all right, you're at 1,300 calories today, and all right, tomorrow you're going to be eating 1,700. No. We don't do it that way. It has to be gradual. So by making it this gradual approach, what we are doing is allowing your body the time to say, all right, I'm not going to take all this and store it as fat, but I am going to build up my metabolic baseline. All right, so once we drop it back down and take you back down to the portion control, the amount of portion cups that you were eating before at the 1,300 calorie range, that's when weight loss is going to happen again. And that's how you break past that plateau. Okay, so that's one way. The other way is you could always up the intensity of your workouts. So if you were doing, let's say, for example, something like the 21-day fix, you could up the intensity and do, 21-day fix extreme, or you could, move over to something like Shift Shop and change up the style of your workouts, or you could do, go to a lifting style strength training workout. Like there's a lot of different things that you could do, but I see success most often when we figure out the amount of calories that you need to adjust to get to that level where we can bring you back down and you're going to see weight loss again. Okay, so that's kind of how this whole thing progresses. And I know I'm already over. Am I over 20 minutes? Of course I am. I'm at 21. How can I? I don't think I can ever stay under 20. But I just want you guys to know, like, it's normal. This whole hitting a plateau thing is normal. Like, it happens to everybody. We can't just stay in total weight loss mode for the rest of our lives. Like, our bodies are eventually going to adjust. And my personal experience with this is last year when I kind of was working with my own coach, I was doing something a little bit more, I don't want to say drastic, but a little bit more strict. I wasn't in a calorie bracket, but I was actually counting the exact amount of food that I was eating. So I was counting literally by the ounce and gram how much food, and weighing it on a scale, how much I was actually eating every day. But I was also, by tracking what I was doing, able to go to a point where I was consuming 1,700 calories a day, but I got all the way up to 2,500 calories a day in probably a 2-month time frame, and I didn't gain any weight. I actually lost like 3 pounds. I was building a lot of muscle, and I was able to maintain my weight at that 2,500 calorie range. So guess what happens is when I went back down below 2,500 calories, that's when my body would start seeing that fat loss again. So it's this whole thing about building your metabolism back up, and then slowly building it up. And then once you hit to that point where you're consistent for a while and you're maintaining, and you drop it again, that's when you can see that change. Okay, so I think I've kind of gone over everything. If you have any questions, I haven't been able to see them in the comment section. Let me go onto my phone here and see if anybody has commented anything here. Let me see. Oh yeah, I got 2 comments. I can see on my phone, but I can't see them actually on my computer. Okay, no questions, just people saying hi. Hi, you guys, thank you so much for joining in. Okay, so I think that's everything I wanted to share with you guys. And if you have questions after this, please feel free to put them in the comments below, and I can answer whatever you have. But I hope this makes sense. I hope that you understand that you don't need to go into super calorie deprivation to see weight loss, or to hit to break a plateau. If you're someone who's at 1,300 calories or 1,200 already, and you try and go below that, that is not good. Okay, you're going to have low energy. Your body's not going to get the nutrition it requires, and it's not healthy. Okay, so we want to make sure that we do this the healthy way and take your body to a point where you can maintain at a great level without seeing that weight gain, and then bring it back down. And again, that's for the more advanced. But if you're someone who's at the beginning, you got to start somewhere and work your way up. And when you're at a point where you're like, all right, I hit a plateau and I need to see this change, I just don't know what to do, that's when you need to start really focusing in on the portion control. You really need to start understanding how much and what types of foods that you need to be eating for your body to see legitimate results, because you can't just put whatever food you want in your body and expect to see a change. You just can't. I am not a person who is blessed with an amazing metabolism and, the perfect genetics to be able to eat whatever the heck I want and, and maintain, the level of leanness or the level of muscle that I want to attain. Like, I have to work my butt off for it. And I have to track my foods too. Okay. I'm using the portion control system right now, and it's helped so much, like not just with, the weight loss, but understanding what you're putting in your body, because at the end of the day, this is all about the lifestyle. This is not about going on a diet and, doing it for a month and then being done. This is about learning the right amounts of foods that you need to be eating. This is about learning, what's healthy and what's going to allow you to thrive and giving your body that nutrition that you need to live a long, healthy lifestyle, okay? So just keep all that in mind, and remember, it takes both fitness, working out, and nutrition to see legitimate results. Can you start out at the very beginning of your journey and just focus on one over the other? Yes, but at some point you're going to have to incorporate both, okay? And you can't do it forever. You can't just say, all right, I'm going to just, cut out junk food and not work out the rest of my life and I'll be good. Like, no, that's not only is that not going to, work in terms of weight loss, but what about your cardiac health? Like, right? Like, we want to be healthy on the inside. That's what this whole journey is about. If you're not healthy on the inside, the outside's not going to reflect. So when we focus on the inside first, that is what matters most. That's where the true magic happens. When you focus on feeding your body with fuel and not just food, you will start to see changes on the outside, but it all has to happen within first. Everything happens at the cellular level, and it all starts with what you're putting in your body, okay? All right, I think I have talked enough now. It's been 26 minutes. I'm 6 minutes over my time limit. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment them below, and I will get back to you all as soon as I can. So I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you later. Bye.